Imagine trying to engineer an entire universe out of absolute pristine nothingness. You lay the groundwork, you calculate the physics, and the moment you let go, the whole structure shatters. This was the challenge facing the creator, Brahma, at the start of space and time. Seated in the primordial void, he drafted the foundational blueprints of the cosmos, calculating planetary orbits and the complex systems required for biological life. This diagram illustrates the failure of his early blueprints. A symmetrical, complex system expands outward, but without a stabilizing factor, it collapses under its immense weight. At the core, the intense friction of Brahma's repeated failures generates a highly volatile tension. This tension stalled the environment. The early universe entered a state of suspended animation as the architect lost control over the very physics he was attempting to establish. A system built on pure, unchecked expansion is inherently unstable. Without an opposing force to temper its growth, the architecture lacks the internal strength to bear its own weight. The mounting pressure within Brahma's creative process eventually reached a critical mass, erupting physically from his forehead. A blinding, fierce energy illuminated the void before condensing into the glowing silhouette of a small, weeping child. This weeping manifested as a severe, localized rogue frequency, a primordial vibration that disrupted the stability of the surrounding space. This diagram shows the frequency's impact. Aggressive, concentric sound wave vectors radiate from a single point, warping the orderly grid of space and physically tearing the fabric of the nascent universe. The unanchored anomaly created an immediate crisis, tearing the universe apart faster than Brahma could build it. Primordial wrath, when undirected, acts as an agent of anti-creation. It is a fundamental threat to the integrity of any developing system, and asked a simple, grounding question. Why are you weeping? The entity lacked a name and a defined place in the system, leaving it without a fixed coordinate in the cosmic architecture. To stabilize the entity, Brahma used the act of weeping itself, the Rudin, to assign it a permanent identity, Rudra. The naming produced an immediate physical transition. The destructive frequency halted, and the chaotic energy snapped into a perfectly smooth, glowing aura of divine light. The title Rudra functioned as a localized point of gravity, trapping the infinite chaos into a contained, usable form. In the early universe, naming was a mechanical tool. Identity served as the primary mechanism used to anchor and tame primordial chaos. This stabilization reveals a hidden layer of the universe's design. The near collapse of the void was a calculated phase in a much larger engineering project. This phase is known as Lila, a purposeful, divine orchestration used to test and refine the limits of the system. By manifesting as Rudra, the higher consciousness of Sadashiva provided Brahma with the exact missing component, while reinforcing the creator's role in the cosmic hierarchy. The mechanics of the Lila show that to sustain infinite expansion, the universe requires a heavy counterweight to balance the force of creation. Rudra became that counterweight, the physical manifestation of the transformative and destructive energy necessary for the universe to function. This diagram illustrates the finalized cosmic architecture. By integrating Rudra's energy, the two opposing forces of creation and destruction lock into a perpetual, balanced orbit around a central axis. The genesis of Rudra was the institutionalization of destruction. It was the specific moment the universe achieved the equilibrium required to exist forever.